Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5. Introducing Boss of the Wall, Ryan Roberts. Boss of the Wall, Bryan Roberts.
Hey.
Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Robertson.
I thought he was going to call you Brian Robertson.
I almost said
Mr. Green's
quick feet, slow wit.
What's going on?
I wish.
Just wait a minute.
I could be
whole
Devin Louise
start,
if you wanted me to
that's
be.
not at all how you
Coach
got.
Jake Root.
And we're starting over. Just go ahead. Starting over.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages,
He really
today
started
the
over.
League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5.
Sounds about right.
Introducing Boss of the Wall, Bryan Roberts.
It's going great.
Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Robertson.
Still going.
Coach Jake Root.
Keep it up, buddy.
The Mansdale, Andrew Ransdale, who's not here with us today. And JT, the commission. Is that better?
Bansdale?
It's a good thing this is our
Did I
first
say Bansdale? Yeah, all right. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it.
Welcome.
All right, so I got to go ahead and get this one off my.
penis.
Let me clear my throat.
Sorry, Debbie Roberts.
No, 'cause I keep-
She'll listen anymore.
I
Tell her
keep,
not to.
I keep thinking about it, and I know I'm going to spoil it if I
Debbie
just don't
Roberts
go ahead and
song.
ask you guys. All right, so I was looking at the passing yards leader since Brady broke it this past week in New England.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to see the screen so I can cheat on this.
Yep.
Okay.
It has their mug shots and like Aaron.
And now
Rodgers
you're just showing us.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh yeah. I guess I am.
You want us to play stupid? We'll play stupid.
This guy watches Jeopardy. Supposed
I
to be
do.
the game show master.
All right.
Show me your answer.
So you know who number 1 is?
Brady.
You know who number 2 is?
Active.
No,
All
all
time.
time. Well, let's just
Breeze.
All right, and then right.
Okay.
And then from there, things get a little interesting. What got crazy is when I got to number 20. Now, I know you guys are going to know some of these ones in between, like 4 through 19. Like, I know you're going to know. These are your big guys like
All right, so go ahead and read them off to us, and we can try to guess
all right,
20.
Brett Favre,
Is
Of course.
19.
4. Phillip Rivers,
Yeah,
number
5.
5.
Of course.
Big Ben,
Yep.
Marino,
Yep.
Eli,
Yep.
Matt Ryan,
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yep.
John Elway.
Yep.
Are you looking stuff up?
No.
Warren Moon, Fran Tarkenton, Matthew Stafford, Carson Palmer, Vinny Testaverde. And that's not even the crazy.
He played till he's 45.
Right. I was about to
He
say,
did.
I
He
understand
did.
that
He did. Drew Bledsoe, Dan Fouts, Joe Flacco, and then number 20 blew my mind. I'll tell you number 21 is.
Tony Romo.
21 is Joe Montana.
Montana.
So 20 obviously have more yards than Montana.
Jay Cutler.
No, Jay Cutler's he's
guessed Jay
he's
Cutler.
up there. He is
AFC or NFC?
both. He played for
Everybody.
both.
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick is 31.
He's like 40.
Yeah,
You
all
said
time.
31.
31 all time. So I mean, he's
Alex
not far.
Smith.
No, Alex
That's a
Smith.
good guess.
That is a good guess.
That is a
Lot
good
of
Good
Andrew
answer.
Alex
Good
Smith.
answer.
Alex Smith is 27. Jay Cutler was 30.
Okay.
So y'all are pretty close. Y'all are pretty close.
Give me a decade.
90s, 2000s.
Michael Vick.
No, Michael Vick.
No.
He ran.
Michael
Jeff-
Vick's down there.
Jeff
I'm not-
Garcia,
That's a
No.
good guess.
because he played for everybody.
Jeff
What about Sidearm Bandit?
Rich Gannon?
Ooh.
That's a good guess. Not Rich Gannon.
He had a couple
What about
really.
He had a couple really good years.
Jared Lorenzen.
Have we said Jake Plummer?
No, it's not Jake Palmer. I'm looking at like pretty much 21 through 50 right now. And Rich Gannon was 57.
You
Jake
said
Palmer was
90s,
55.
2000s?
Yeah, 90s, 2000s.
Troy Aikman?
Troy Aikman? No.
Kerry
Troy Aikman,
Collins.
41.
Whoa.
Gary fucking Collins.
I didn't say it that
Oh,
time.
I
That was
did.
him.
I did. Is number 20 all time in passing yards.
I like football.
Sure you do.
He probably wouldn't be, but he had that renaissance when he got to Tennessee.
Yeah, he did good with Carolina until the alcohol took
Well,
over.
he
But
got
when he came
to,
in for Tennessee, he started like 2 or
Because he
3
started
years.
the
drinking
Giants
again.
to the
got
Giants
to the
to
Super Bowl with
Yeah.
the Giants.
That's right.
I mean, it's just crazy to think about him being number 20 above like all these guys we just listed.
Jay Cutler? Yeah, I know.
like
I will say his name has been mentioned too many times already on this episode. We're 5 minutes in.
Yeah,
And
Kerry
I've said it
Collins.
twice.
I agree.
For Jake Cutler.
I thought
Yes.
that was incredible. Like just wild. Blew my mind when I saw
Weird,
it.
wild stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And then I looked at like active, and then you get a lot of the guys that you guys just named, like the older.
Trey Lance.
No, not
First
Trey
start
Lance.
this week.
All right. But I thought that Kerry Collins thing, dude, that's just blowing my mind. Almost blows my mind as much as that Sweden thing. Almost.
Daggone, son.
Sweden's got islands, guys.
Look
Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, look it up. I ain't showing you. All right, so getting into our matchup for Week 4
Review.
recap.
Yeah.
Getting into that.
All right. JT's having fun.
Yeah, I am. All right, what was our matchup for?
JT versus Bryan was the first matchup.
Oh God,
Week 4.
All
We're going to review her.
We gonna review her.
So this was a matchup. Well, now it is between 1v9. The original projection was 125 to 143 in favor of Bryan. Bryan exceeded his projection, and I fell short of my projection.
You okay?
151 to 105. I've had 2 beers.
I know. You want some water?
Do I sound dehydrated?
No, you can enunciate.
Oh, well then yeah, give me one.
I'm not getting it. I was just wondering if you wanted one. Get him a water. Continue.
All right, Bryan had Cordell Patterson go off. Boom, he did.
Boom.
That
His running back who's a wide receiver, so you figure it out.
Yeah, start him as a wide receiver.
Does he get double points? So did he get like 16 for each position?
Dude, I hate
guess you
looking
look
at
at it that way.
I hate looking at Bryan's team because like Kelsey
just
has
hate
a
it.
bad
Kelsey
week.
has a bad game.
Swift, who's looked so good all year, has a bad game, and even Thielen's
And Thielen
like a
didn't
little
score.
bit- Yeah, like he could have easily put up like 180 on you. Sorry, We'll talk
yeah,
about it.
somebody did put up 180.
Saquon with a big touchdown in the game, kind of
Saquon looked good
Yeah,
too. Saquon looked real good.
looked explosive.
Yeah.
So that's good. Cooper had a good game. He had the touchdown over newly acquired C.J. Henderson. Allen, pretty average week, to be honest with you.
But
They
Buffalo's
blew out,
defense
yeah.
played against Houston, and Bryan also has Buffalo's defense.
They won 40 to nothing.
Yeah,
Josh Allen wasn't really needed. Yeah, then Buffalo's defense, gets him 26. That 26 is his third highest score. That's pretty impressive.
Buffalo's defense is ranked the 32nd player in fantasy football in our league.
32nd?
32nd. And they're a defense.
Y'all laughed at.
I don't think we laughed at you.
I mean, we did, but not for that.
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo's a pretty good defense.
Well, here's one thing I want to look at on Bryan's bench real quick.
Oh, yeah.
If we can scroll down a little.
Bryan
I
had
mean,
a
it
good
wasn't.
bench.
Well, he had one that I really want to talk about. All right, James Conner.
Yeah.
So James Conner, beginning of the year, 5.3, 2.6. Not really kind of involved within the game flow in Arizona. I mean, it really looked like Chase Edmonds. I'm not saying Chase Edmonds has been.
Talk about Connor.
been-
Chase Edmonds has been great.
Yeah.
Doesn't score.
but that's it. Like as soon as they get inside the 30, Connor's coming in.
You know who does score?
That's the thing, though.
James Conner.
James Conner.
He's touchdown dependent. He's got
Yeah.
4 touchdowns on the year, back-to-back weeks, 2 touchdowns.
But it's kind of like Gronk in those
Sounded
situations.
like Mel Kiper there
You
for a
did.
second.
Todd. But you play tight ends that do that. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, it's hard to say with the explosive as that offense is, and how many pass interference they could get that put them near the goal line. Like I'd feel pretty comfortable about him getting a touchdown.
Where am I going to put him?
Well,
They were blowing out
Good
the
problem
Rams
to
last
have,
week, so he
Ryan.
got a lot of carries in the second half.
yeah, you kind of suck.
Brian, you got a good team. I mean, you've got bench depth.
I mean, he's up for
Dude,
trade.
he's got Claypool.
And he's got
injured.
Claypool, yeah.
Yeah,
And Jamal Williams, who has played
I don't
pretty
know.
well if you needed him on a bye week or you needed him just to fill in injury wise.
Let's not talk anymore about Brian's team.
Brian's
It just
team's
pisses
too
me
good.
off.
He can't take.
Yeah,
He
he's got
can't be able to start
All right.
players.
You
All
got
right, we can look at mine. Patrick Mahomes.
and then
All right,
Chicago's
next
good.
matchup we got.
Patrick Mahomes is good. Everybody else is bad.
Yep.
I have tried to offer you a trade to upgrade your team.
What about Miles Sanders?
Uh,
How do you feel about after
bad,
a week after the trade?
bad, really bad.
What was the trade that got offered?
I got offered several trades this week. You want to talk about them now?
What was the best trade? Just
Best
Jesus,
tra-
bring
the
this one
best
up so we
trade
can talk about
was-
our matchup.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Brian sent me a trade last night for McCaffrey. Okay.
Okay.
He sent me DeAndre Swift, which would upgrade my running backs,
Okay.
and he sent me Travis Kelce.
Ooh.
I declined it because
McCaffrey sucks,
McCaffrey's my boy. I'm gonna ride or
That's my
die.
boy.
but Kelsey's also your boy.
I know. But I'm still gonna.
But
ride
he's
or
going to
die
get hurt
with
this
McCaffrey.
week, right?
Huh?
What?
What?
Oh, we can't do bold predictions.
I'm not writing
I'm
that.
not- I'm not writing it
I'm
down.
not writing that.
I only write down ones I think are going to happen.
I was listening to
Which wasn't a bad trade.
Yeah,
it was a
pretty
good trade.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about Hawkinson, and they're like, all week, no knowledge about. I mean, they said what knee issue, but I mean, it looked fine. And then the Detroit beat writer comes out and's like, yeah, he has a chance to maybe play this week.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, what the heck? Like, everyone's been kind of penciling him in as a go. But I mean, I like Hawkinson. I think he's top 5 tight end in the league. Really kind of jumped out to a big start, 21 and
So he's the best tight end in the league?
It's a top 5
he's not
tight end.
Okay.
And then
in the past 2 weeks,
it's been a little rough. So I think they need him to get going again.
But he's their best receiving option. I mean, he is. I mean, their receivers
defenses are just like
safety. They can just
linebacker to safety. Like you're going to hit him on the line, and then safety's going to carry it and just take him out.
Why not? I mean, make those receivers beat you.
Yeah, I mean that offense is you throw it to him, you throw it to 2 running backs, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
They're like 65% of their targets is just Williams, Swift, and Hawkinson.
That's what they said about Goff is, he's going to throw down a lot. And so, again, if you don't have receivers that can stretch the field and he can't throw it.
I mean, Tyrell Williams has got a brain injury, which I've seen that a lot lately, though. They've been calling concussions brain injuries. Like,
have they really?
Yeah.
Makes it sound
scary. They said the same thing about Teddy Bridgewater. I was like, just say concussion.
Yeah. All right, that's enough.
We know what area of the body that's affecting.
Good job, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. What's our second matchup?
Broach versus Mikkel.
Broach, Mikkel. All right.
5 versus 8.
Broach, Mikkel. All right. So Broach was originally projected at 133. Mikkel at 131.
Should have been matchup of the week.
Cowboy.
Should have been a Cowboy. Both teams underperformed. Broach does come away with the victory at 121-92.
Yep, Michael's team got hurt.
Hey, I was right on Mike Williams. I said Mike Williams got a down week. He had 1 reception for 11 yards.
Neither one of those receivers hit a lot, did they?
Herbert had Mike Williams for like an 80-yard touchdown and overthrew him by like 1.5 yards, 2 yards.
And he was beat by 5.
Yeah, he would have walked in.
I knew that was going to happen. Knew that was going to happen.
It was bad.
The corner tried to tackle him basically, but couldn't reach him. That's how open he was.
Why does that always seem to happen with the Chargers? It always seems like there's just somebody that gets loose.
You talk about
the
Malcolm Floyd play?
Yes, dude. Every time I watch the Chargers play, it's like once a game somebody gets ridiculously.
They've taken that mantle away from the Chargers and they have given it to Sean McVay's offense and Kyle Shanahan's offense.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's multiple times a game where Cooper Kupp, there's nobody within 10 yards around him, and then it happened to Deebo Samuel a lot this year already.
True. So Mike Williams didn't really have a good game. Tunyon continues to kind of disappoint at tight end, and then the Rams defense. That's going to be a tough matchup against Arizona, but the rest of Broach's team looked really good.
DJ Moore looks really, really good.
Yep.
I think he's a top 3 receiver in the NFL right now.
He's up there. He's got to be.
Let's see. What's he got on the year? 30 receptions, 398 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, his worst game has been 12.4. That's pretty solid. That's a wide receiver 1. That's top 10 receiver for sure.
He has basically absorbed everything that Robbie Anderson did last year.
Yeah.
Which completely goes against anything. They said, Sam Darnold, at least he has Robbie Anderson. Everybody was talking about that this year.
Yeah.
Who's going to come back together with him? Because even they did good when they were with the Jets, so you thought that they would be able to build a better chemistry in Carolina. It's just not there.
Yep.
I heard that when Sam Darnold looks at Robbie Anderson,
he sneezes.
He sees Adam Gase.
He sees Adam Gase. That's scary. Did y'all see that thing they were talking about Adam Gase? We've talked about the curse of Adam Gase for so long. So apparently, the year after he left his high school, they won the state championship. The year after he left to college, the team made like their first bowl game in a long time or something, and then he leaves. Ryan Tannehill gets traded. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill has the best year of his career.
Yeah.
And then you look at what's happened to Sam Darnold when he leaves.
He's become a running back.
And he takes over, and I think he's like the offensive coordinator of a high school team, and they got blown out in their first
game.
School
burnt down.
Wow. School burnt down.
Eastern Guilford.
Dang. Looking at Michael's team, Jalen Hurts continues to look really good.
Yeah.
I think he is a top 5 quarterback fantasy-wise on the season right now.
He's throwing it so much.
Yeah, he is.
Like, that's why every week I kind of look at Michael, like, which one is he going to play between him and Lamar? And
I think
he has a
clear
rushing
favorite now.
He's got not as big of a running threat as what Lamar kind of poses because Lamar's got that separation speed, but he's throwing it 40 times. He's putting up huge passing stats with a threat to run.
Yeah, he put up last week. He had 387 pass yards, 47 rush yards. I mean,
he's ranked number 6 player
in fantasy
right now for our league.
So, are all those quarterbacks? I'd imagine so.
Maybe Derrick Henry might be in there, but I don't know.
He's really good. Logan Thomas goes on IR. That affected Michael's team early in this
it was like first drive or second drive.
So that does put Michael at a disadvantage, kind of going forward as well.
All quarterbacks, by the way.
All quarterbacks.
Yep.
Jacoby Myers has another pretty good day, but does not score.
That is.
Jacoby
Do you
Myers.
think he's going to get a passing touchdown before he gets a receiving one?
Didn't he throw 2 passes in this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 45 pass yards.
Tom Brady was the 3rd highest rated quarterback in that game on Sunday night.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You only get those kind of stats on this podcast, guys.
That's right. That's right.
Fountain of knowledge.
Brady's
knowledge.
I can't say that.
Yeah, the rest of Michael's team, Chris Carson got hurt, so that was a scratch. Chuba Hubbard didn't have, I guess, the game that
He didn't have an $88 game.
Yeah,
no, he didn't. He probably got paid.
And then Devontae Adams didn't really do too much against Pittsburgh. Randall Cobb got loose in that game, though.
He did.
They find him?
Yeah, they had 2 touchdowns.
He was in the end zone.
Cage.
It was a pretty fun game to watch, though, even though Pittsburgh played pretty bad. It was kind of a fun game to watch.
First drive, Deontay Johnson gets a 40-some yard touchdown, and after that,
it's just their offensive line's so bad.
It is terrible. Oh, top 3 rookies in catches this year all went to the same college.
Najee Harris
is 1.
Jalen
Waddle's 2.
Waddle.
And
Thank you.
number 3 is Jamar Chase.
He went to LSU.
What is the study?
The top 3 rookies in catches all went to Alabama.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, the one that won the Heisman last year.
Yeah. Well, Jamar Chase. Well, I guess it's got to be close. I don't know because it seems like he's played pretty well. All right, let's go to our third matchup from last week, which was
Andrew versus Jordon.
So Jordan's got a theme going. I don't know if y'all have seen it.
It's a lot of money team names.
A lot of what?
Money team names. He kind of changes it based around a money quote.
Let me see.
I was thinking more so in not necessarily trolling the other team, but in opposition to the other team. All right, so let's see. This was building sheds, washing homes. Well, now it's team names changed, so
that says $11
until it takes your money. Yeah, for $10.99 an hour.
Uh-huh.
All right, so the original projection was 126 to 134 in favor of Jordon. Both teams underperformed, but Rams City pulls it out 115 to 108.
That came down to the Monday night game. They were basically, I think, even, and it was Darren Waller versus Keenan Allen.
Who won?
Darren Waller scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Darren Waller did.
And that was basically the difference in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. That's really the difference. Yeah.
Because I think
in the game,
in their matchup as well.
I think Keenan Allen had 7 catches, but he only had 30 yards or 40 yards. Yeah,
7 catches, 36 yards, and then Darren Waller, 4 catches, 50 yards for that touchdown. I mean, if he doesn't get that touchdown, that puts them.
That was basically deadlocked.
Yeah, it really was 108 to 109. So that touchdown definitely did separate them. Rodgers led for Rams Diddy. Again, that was a pretty fun game. Threw 2 touchdowns to Randall Cobb and then ran one in. Outside of that, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb kind of meet their combined projection.
They flip.
Yeah, they're basically flipped.
Much. I mean, so they meet their combined projection. Really kind of ugly game against.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah,
that was a very ugly
so many punts in that game.
Yeah, that
nobody but
I think everybody was. Yeah, true. I think everybody was thinking that was going to be semi high scoring.
Yeah.
or at least like both teams, high 20s, early 30s. So 14-7, that kind of
Kareem Hunt has
Early
outscored
30s?
Chubb on there.
like low 30s. Like 30-33.
Can't be in the mid-30s.
What'd you say about Nick Chubb?
Kareem Hunt has
Kareem Hunt.
outscored Nick Chubb on the year.
Has he really?
61-56. I mean, I know it's hype, but
Yeah.
still, he's the.
Yeah, but one of them got
back
drafted
over.
in the first round. The other one got drafted in, the fourth, fifth,
Yeah.
maybe, something like that.
Andrew doesn't like having both of them. He definitely doesn't like I guess he doesn't mind having both of them. He doesn't like starting both of them.
Well,
I
he can
think-
trade me one of them.
I think we've talked about it. JT, you really
I'm a
like
big
it. You like starting both of them. And I like it because you're getting that backfield, but it does limit your upside. So you're not going to have both of them go
It's
off for
risky.
30.
But I think,
But both of them are
that's
talented
a-
enough. They're not going to get one of them's going to get
and that's
five.
right, and that's the system where I think that
They're
group,
funneling the game through the running backs.
that group is going to score 30,
Oh,
around 30 points
If
a week.
one of his guys gets on the IR for the rest of the year, would honestly be a blessing for him.
I don't think so.
I think it would.
Because Kareem Hunt didn't like dominate the league when Chubb went out last
But
year.
I think if Hunt gets hurt,
That
Chubb could
now
win
that
the
could
league.
happen. That
Yeah.
could happen. But who's he going to put in his place? That's my thing. Like he's going to put
McKissick?
Miles Gaskin. He's
No.
got McKissick.
Miles Gaskins, he needs Jeff Wilson to come back.
I mean, but would you rather have Jeff Wilson,
I'd
or would
rather
you rather have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb both taking carries away from each other? I'd rather have that. What do you think?
I like Kareem Hunt in the league just because I feel like the games that I've seen, especially red zone and stuff, he's ran extremely hard in the red zone. Like he's explosive through the tackles. He's
should be a
finishing
starter.
going forward, and then he is so much more of a threat in the passing game. Like I think most teams now game plan when he comes in that it's going to be like a screen ball or something with him going out to the flats. And when he gets it between the tackles, they're overpulled. and
He
he's
breaks a
explosive.
ton of tackles.
Yes, like he is an RB1. Like he's confined to that position because of what's happened in his past.
Can you imagine how good that Kansas City offense would be, better than it is now, if he was still there?
Don't question my imagination.
It would be their offense is already
Because
ridiculous.
he's a great pass catcher,
Yeah.
but he
Oh, yeah.
also is a very good running back, breaking
Yeah.
tackles, running between. Who do you stop in Kansas City? Like right now, hey, we're going to let Clyde do what he wants to do.
Right now you have to pick between two. Like either you're going to stop
Kelsey or
Tyreek or
Hill.
you're going to stop
Kelsey, yeah,
and you got to pick because you can't stop both of them.
no,
And so
For the most
yeah,
part, it's
if they
working.
added another element to that, that's
it's not fair.
nah. And Kansas City can't seem to figure out who's going to be their number 2 receiver.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
couldn't
really.
figure out their defense either.
No, they definitely can't figure out their defense. Speaking of
He punted that
Clyde,
opportunity away.
he did have a pretty good game against Philly.
Got a
100
receiving touchdown.
Yeah, 102 rushing yards, receiving touchdown, and 12 receiving yards. He's played well
He's
in
in
the
a
past 2
receiving
weeks.
touchdown with that little stupid shovel
Ah,
pass
he's
garbage
out
that
of
he
count.
does.
I know.
He
You
does it with
love
Kelsey.
He
because
is
you're
passing
a freaking
it.
Patrick.
He
I'm
did
like,
it with Kelsey
yeah,
all the
instead of handing it off, do that.
But there's no downside to it because if it hits the ground, it's not a fumble. So it's like slap him down.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Yeah,
I
from a
hate
fantasy perspective, I love it. But he's had 100 yards rushing over the past 2 games, so
Yeah.
maybe he's figuring something out.
Yeah.
But again, if their defense doesn't play better, then
It doesn't matter.
yeah,
I think they've
they'll be
given,
a good team. They
away a
won't
red
win.
zone touchdown every single time
Really?
this year that the other teams got there, or it was going into I think the last week. I don't know, but
We talked about Brady not having a big game. He did break the passing yards record, but he didn't throw a touchdown. And well,
I
if
mean,
the quarterback don't throw a touchdown, that's going to hurt.
I can go back to a bold prediction from last week. Let's see, what does it say? JT said will rain in New England on Sunday.
Boom, and it did.
That might have
And
been
it
understated.
did.
That was a
And it
borderline
did.
monsoon.
Also said Brady would either play really good, really bad.
Well, you got to pick one to be a bold prediction.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. With
Think
Brady,
about-
with Brady,
We'll go back to bold predictions in a second. I just wanted to say that's
it
a
did.
contributing factor why he played so
why?
bad.
Why did he play so bad? Not the rain,
look,
not the
look,
daggum rain.
dude, Belichick was that's what Belichick was trying
I
to do.
said-
Take away Brady.
I
Don't
said
let
that on
him
the thing. I
show
said,
up.
I think he's been saying for 20 years this might be the way to stop him, and he did. When they played Miami last year, Brian Flores played or coached under Belichick for a while. Kind of slowed Brady down. When
Yeah.
they played Detroit, Patricia, as terrible of a coach he is, kind of figured out a way to slow it down.
He's not perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, they can figure. He's the best quarterback we've seen for sure.
Well, I saw
mean,
Brett Favre play, so
he is the worst
Got
quarterback.
2 chops to the throat.
I'm speaking as a guy that's got a Brett Favre jersey hanging in his closet right now.
Jets, Brett Favre
Who
jersey.
the heck?
A Jets, Brett Favre
I would
jersey.
at least understand the Vikings Brett Favre jersey.
I thought he was going to retire as a Jet. I didn't know the dude could.
Thought wrong, didn't you?
Yeah.
He got you again, didn't he?
Got you, bitch.
Kenny Galladay played well too,
Yeah.
and he hasn't done that yet.
He's out this week, though, right?
Is he really?
Yeah, you can't have 2 good games in a row,
Yeah. Not his deal.
But I mean, Kenny Galladay, up until his injury last year, Kenny Galladay was one of the better receivers in the league. So that could be big for Jordan's team down the stretch if Kenny Galladay's healthy and can get it together. Because Daniel Jones is pretty good too.
Jordan's got a good team. He does
Yeah,
have a good
he's
team.
got Derrick Henry. That helps.
That helps.
And DeAndre Hopkins had a down week.
He's got 2 stud wide receivers. After that, it kind of falls off.
Yeah, Juju.
He's got Juju and Kenny Galladay, and those are the only other 2, and Hunter Renfrow. Because
I don't, dude. I've thrown shade at Hunter Renfrow.
and I said
look,
you got to put some respect on his
I do.
name.
Hell of a
because,
tackle.
because he
Hell of a tackle
is.
like
He,
that.
Yeah, that was
That was the play of the game for them.
Hunter Renfrow. I've been too hard on.
He is Cole Beasley.
Forgive
He
him.
is. He is. He's Cole Beasley. He is a lot like Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
If Mark Andrews ever figures out that he's supposed to be good, it could really help Jordan out.
Yeah, Marquise Brown has definitely been the beneficiary to all the running back injuries.
Yeah.
We thought it would be a little more Mark Andrews because, Lamar
they're
doesn't really throw it down the
passing
field
more.
all that much, but they're throwing it more. And
Yeah.
Marquise Brown, 17 in this game. He had 6 last week, but
He
outside
scored.
of that, dude, he's
I think he scored more already this year. I feel like than he did all year last year.
yeah, dude. Last year wasn't very good.
I know. You
We
know.
both know.
Boy, he lit it up at the last 5 or 6 games last year, and that was after I traded him to you.
Well, my team was out of contention, so it didn't matter.
That's very fair.
Indeed.
That's fair.
Indeed.
Next matchup.
Justin Herbert played well too.
He does always.
All right, so what was our next matchup, Ron?
Jake and Scorp.
Jake and Scorp. All right. There we go. All right, so the original projection was 138 to 135 in favor of Jake. Scorp ends up winning at 136, just exceeding his projection to 106 from Jake.
Receivers.
Hold on a second, boys. George Kittle just got put on IR.
Oh, dang. Breaking news.
You got him.
Every time I try to break, it just breaking 4 hours
Yeah,
ahead of time.
because that's true. He's on IR.
IR. Minimum 3 games calf injury.
Dang.
Who's got
Hurt his cap.
Ransdale?
Ransdale's got it.
Ransdale's got
But he's
it.
also got Waddler, so he's
Yeah, so he's not hurt there.
He's
but he
insulated
is
in the
hurt.
tight end
Something
position.
big he tried to do with
That
his
knocks
team.
out his flow.
that's basically a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because he drafted both of them
Yeah.
about the time you would draft a
Debo's
number
been
1
the
wide
number
receiver.
1 there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about on his fantasy team.
Yeah.
Because if you draft both of those tight ends, you're taking them about the
Does that
second,
hurt Trey
third.
Lance?
No.
Well, it does pass blocking for sure, but
Yeah.
wide. I mean, yeah, still that's the number 2
Debo
target.
benefit from that? Who
Yeah.
benefits the most
Benefits the most.
from like a fantasy perspective?
I don't know.
Debo and Ayuk probably because Ayuk's been getting
Yeah, but you got
six
Trey
targets.
Lance coming in, so you really it's all up. I mean, it doesn't benefit Trey.
Running
at all.
backs, I mean, just like dumping it down.
There'll be a lot of that.
Ross Detweiler or whatever that tight end's name is.
Sermon? Maybe.
German?
Hmm?
Sermon? German? Furman? Yes.
Anyway,
So receivers.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead, Jake. Tell us.
I got my butt kicked at the receiver position. That's
Yeah.
that and quarterback.
Back
That's
to
pretty
you,
much
bud.
it.
Yeah.
that's a solid week.
None of my guys exceeded 10, and all of his did. So there's a
And
pretty big dip.
the only one that didn't was Dalvin Cook, and if he would have been healthy, he could. That was just a solid all around week from Scorp.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did.
good
I mean, yeah, Cook had a bad game, and Tennessee probably didn't do as well as you'd think against the
When you
Jets.
put up 6 against the Jets, that's a bad game.
Yeah.
It was frustrating because Taylor and Zeke's look good. I mean, as
Zeke's
much as
looked very
I
good.
questioned on him, I think he's RB4 on the season right now.
He's
Yeah.
He looks efficient with the carries. I think
He
I
does
looked
look
at
good.
something the other day. His yards per carry. Tampa Bay was a bad game, but
Yeah.
that was kind of to be expected with how good their front seven's kind of been against the run. but then it went up to like 3.3 a carry, 5.6 a carry, and then I think last week he was like 8.7 a carry or something like that.
That
Like
seems pretty accurate.
His yards per carry are dramatically going up.
I think Tony Pollard leads the league in yards per carry, which just shows that offense with Dak back and a healthy offensive line is still freaking good.
Oh, yeah. I think it helps Zeke being fresher throughout the game.
I think we talked about that last week. It's like I wanted Pollard to spell, not in the red zone. That's the one time I hate seeing that. Like, I think all of us would agree with that. Like, oh, yeah, put him in on the drive. But as soon as it crosses the 30, my guy's going in to finish the drive off.
It could be like last year when Dak was running them in the red zone.
Yeah, it was.
They got to be more careful with using Dak in that fashion because it showed last year when they lost him, the team completely collapsed. Yeah. Compared to, like, you got 2 running backs that can legit do it and a good offensive line.
Protect your investment.
Yeah,
so
like don't run him in the red zone. There's no need to do something.
Unless it's like a naked boot where nobody's around them.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're calling.
No. They were calling like QB
quarterback dive, quarterback power.
Yeah, so, I mean, you would agree that Dak is the center of that offense. But no one goes as far as Dak goes.
Yeah. And the offensive line. That's something else a lot of people forget last year. They were banged up.
Yeah, he had four passing touchdowns. He only threw for 188 yards.
Yeah. But sounds like Jameis Winston week 1.
Yeah, he had 5 touchdowns and like 180.
Less than 200 yards, yeah.
That is pretty wild.
It's a little disappointing.
Not too wild.
The Arizona-LA game, I thought that could be like a shootout. Arizona played that way, but they forgot to tell the Rams to play it as well.
And that score looks closer than it is. I think Robert Woods got like a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, that wasn't that close.
No, I mean, they got blown out.
Darrell Henderson played pretty well for Scorp.
Yeah.
He's done better than I thought. I mean,
he's looked good every week, especially if he can stay healthy.
It just takes time.
Yeah.
You just got to wait it out.
Sean McVay said he's the talent. Yeah. We kind of want to spell him so he can stay healthy because he has to stay healthy.
Looks
Sony Shell
better than I thought.
Yeah.
But I think he's finally where he's like, I'm just the spell guy. Like, he's the backup who can come in and run hard a couple plays, but he knows that he don't need to put together for a whole game.
Know your role.
Yeah.
And shut
your mouth. Oh. I thought he was going the Rock.
Okay.
Where were you going?
Yeah, where are you going?
Goddard had a good week.
Yeah, Goddard's caught a touchdown.
Yeah.
Kyle
Pitts just a solid week.
I mean,
and Kyle Pitts, man, is such false hope. He starts the game with I think
4
catch 50 yards in the first quarter. I'm like, it's finally happening.
He got targeted
He's
9
about
times.
to go off, and then he don't have a catch for the rest of the game. I'm like, screw you, Kyle Pitts.
Well, he's got an opportunity this week. He's got an opportunity.
He will be the number 1 and number 2 and number 3 target.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity.
Cordell. I was talking about wide receiver.
How do you
He
say
is
his
a wide
first name?
receiver.
Kind of.
Cordell Patterson?
Cordero?
Cordero.
Okay, so there is. I thought it was Cordero.
I thought it was too.
What did I say? Cordero? Now I know what I'm talking about.
Now
it's like the
everyone's
caramel, man. I don't know what I say when people ask me. I just say it.
All right. Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oil.
Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna get my oil changed.
Ball.
MTV was a challenger. Was a guy on there that used to win it all the time. His name was Darrell. Is that Daryl or Darrell?
Daryl.
They called him Darrell. So that's basically how Cordero spells his name.
I
go Cordero.
Cordero. I don't know.
I feel like if it ends in Y.
All right. Okay. All right. This is a. Yeah,
What's next matchup, huh?
Yeah, it's a thinker. All right. Matchup of the week 4. Week 4 was
Ryan versus Rightmyer.
Poor Rightmyer. He stood no chance. He stood.
Yeah, dude.
Even Bryan's team that we got tired of looking at a while ago
lost
stood no
by
chance.
40.
Yeah, no chance.
All right, so we haven't had big blowouts this year until this one.
And it had to be matchup. Yeah. Sorry, Rightmyer, if you're listening to this segment, just go ahead and go to the next one. We have them timestamped now, so you don't have to listen to it. Just go ahead and fast forward.
So the original projection was 130 to 127, and Ryan exceeded his projection by 64. Rightmyer fell a little short of his.
It didn't matter.
No, it didn't. You score 194, you're winning. If you lose, man,
stupid Allen Robinson.
And if Ryan had listened to us, he would have been over 200.
He listened to me.
That's your punishment.
Yeah. Stupid Allen Robinson.
Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Debo.
Yep.
Austin Eckler.
You really just don't need to go past the receivers. Eckler
had
a good game. Kyler had not really that great of a game for what Kyler could do.
We'll say
my first 4
position players all scored 2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah, you had
And
10.
Tyree scored
You had 10 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
On your team, 10 total touchdowns. So that's 60 points right there. And then you had every skill position get over 100 yards,
except for Allen Robinson.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't looking at your flex. I was just looking at the top.
And the Higbus.
Higby.
Okay, all right, not everybody.
The
I was looking at
Higby
the top. I was looking at your top 5 guys.
Yes.
All went over.
All the ones that matter.
Yeah, and then Higbee and Robinson.
Yeah.
What'd you have on the bench? Corey Davis, Leonard Fournette. Dang, dude.
Trey Lance only played like a half and almost outscored Kyler.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a good week, boys.
Yeah, Ryan, it was.
Yeah, Ryan.
He had 64 points on the bench.
Yeah.
Golly.
Robinson had a good game.
No, he didn't. Oh, you're talking about
James? Yeah, James Robinson had a good game. Yeah.
Yeah. Now here's for the.
I was
Rightmyer
worried after
segment.
that Thursday night game with Burrow and Robinson putting up the points they put up.
Yeah, dude, I picked Rightmyer because of that.
I did too.
And he finally got a tight end that
Yeah,
scored
Dawson
more than a
Knox.
point.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns.
We forget that.
We called it.
We.
Yeah,
Me.
we hear at the show.
Yeah, collectively.
Yeah, Dawson Knox.
We're
looked
going
good.
bold.
One man triumphs, we all triumph.
Joe Burrow,
Good week.
Stephon Diggs.
Good week.
Yeah, if you look at his
Without
lineup,
scoring a touchdown, that's
Robinson and Burrow put a very high bar on Thursday night, and then the rest of the team really just didn't follow suit.
Man, 112, like 112 probably ain't gonna win you a matchup, but 112 is at least like
Competitive.
yeah, like you're gonna be in it.
Would beat 2 people at the table.
CeeDee Lamb
Yeah.
and Tyler Lockett really disappointed.
I don't think anybody could have. I don't think C.D. Lamb or Tyler Lockett could have really done anything that would have made him feel any better about himself.
No, I'm just saying those are not good weeks for them as players. Nothing to do with this matchup. That was just that was like a buzzsaw, you know.
CD Lamb, I kind of worry about a little bit. Like
That offense just varies week to week.
It depends on what type of matchup they're in, whether they need to throw the ball around like they had to week 1 because they couldn't run against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Or can they just run the rock straight? Because that's still their offense is running the ball, play action type, running.
They did spend the majority of the third quarter on a short field, though.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
When
third
they're playing sideways?
quarter was bad for Carolina.
Back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
Yeah, it didn't look
yard-wise, but, I mean, he didn't get in the end zone. And they had opportunities, but Zeke was doing so good.
Yeah, Zeke was running through him.
And the thing is, if you're running that ball, you don't have to throw it.
Yeah, Dak threw for
You're running it, you
188
can't.
yards. It's
You're running
just
it well.
like CD Lamb. I know that a lot of people were looking at CD Lamb as he could overtake like Amari Cooper's role.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I see
Some weeks
that.
he looks like he's doing it.
I think CeeDee Lamb might be the most talented wide receiver on that
Dallas?
team. Yeah, but I think Cooper, he's
I think
very
he's got-
talented, but he's also got that connection with Prescott
Yeah.
that's established.
I think
Yeah.
Cooper runs very clean routes and always knows where Prescott
He
wants
un-
him to be. Like
He understands where the defense needs him.
He's
to
very
be.
reliable.
it's kind of like the Tyler Lockett for Russell Wilson. Like it should be DK
Yeah,
Metcalf all the time, but they have such a good connection with one another.
Sure,
Like
that's a
he
good
always
point.
is where he needs to be. CeeDee Lamb after the catch is one of the more explosive receivers in the NFL.
He's the best playmaker out of their receiving corps. But yeah, it's just they've got 3 very good wide receivers.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
And if
God,
you
what a
put
week,
Cedric
Ryan.
Wilson in there,
What a
he's
week.
pretty good.
Michael Gallup when he comes back.
Yeah.
I know you talk about 3.
I was putting Gallup
Yeah,
as
yeah.
the third.
Yeah, and Wilson ain't bad. He had a nice little spin move.
That little
He
spin
scored a
move to the goal
touchdown.
line. Yeah,
Good move.
fancy.
Good move.
All right,
I
so
think
that takes Ryan into second place at 3-1 and drops Rightmyer to 0-4 and in 10th.
Yep.
All right.
Pick
how,
updates.
so how do we do? Yeah, how do we do in our picks, Ryan?
All right, so picks from last week. JT and myself were 3-2. Jake and Bryan were 2-3. That brings the year-to-date standings. I'm at 12-8. JT and Jake are at 11-9, and Bryan is 8-12.
Man, you're
And-
struggling in the pick department.
There ain't no
Your
money
fantasy
involved.
team's
You
good.
put some money involved in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to win that one.
Okay.
All right, so what do we look like in our waiver wire section?
Waiver
Waiver wire wrap up. There's been one player the past couple weeks has gone for a lot of fab. This week's winner was Damian Williams, $71 to Rightmyer.
And
what were the other bids?
Raise your hand if you put a bid on here.
I'll put a bid.
I'll put a bid in. Raising our hands on podcasts don't really work. But
JT raised his hand. To his right, Jake raised his hand also. To his right, Ryan raised his hand. I am the lone person that did not raise their hand. If you're playing along at home, you can raise your hand.
Yeah, they don't have to. It was just us three. It was just us three.
And
Rightmyer won at 71. Jake, you put in, you remember?
Famous.
like 47 maybe?
45.
45. That's not going to get it done.
Ryan, you put in?
25, maybe?
22.
Not going to get it done.
No.
And I put in 19.
Yeah, what a joke.
I was hoping like somebody accidentally put in Darrell Williams or Daryl Williams. Daryl.
I looked. I looked at that and I said, hold on. D. Williams.
D'Angelo, what are you doing here?
Yeah. If Le'Veon's out, I'm picking up D'Angelo.
I'm right, you
It
already.
works for you too, man.
Then you
It
had
works.
that.
I did. I did.
Who was second in
Second?
Waiver?
Was
Oh, wait.
Latavius Murray, and I put in $18.
There was two other offers.
What were they? Because my original bid was 11, and I changed it to 18. Hold on. Please tell me it wasn't like 10.
Let's see.
Raise your hand if you put a bid in on that one at the time.
Latavius Murray?
I did not.
Just me.
I did not either.
Ryan Robertson is the only one that raised his hand for that.
Thank you, Brian.
Noted also as the person who did receive him in the waiver wire.
He received him already.
Hold on. I misspoke. I was
Nobody
looking at
else
Zach
put a
Moss,
bid in.
but I can't even.
Zach Moss was last week.
Hold on. Let's see. Okay. You got him, and there was nobody else put anything on it. So,
The only reason I did it because I already had Tyson Williams, and I was like, well, I just want the Ravens running back.
and he was a late scratch.
Yeah, a healthy scratch. Because they're like, you know what? We need to get Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, and Devontae Freeman all active because this is 2012.
Dude, I did not see that happening because I know me and you both been saying we like Tyson Williams.
Tyson Williams is the second highest yards per carry on the season behind Tony Pollard. And they decided, you know what? We're going to give him 3 carries a game or we're just going to have him be a healthy scratch.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I didn't see that coming.
Doesn't make sense. But I got him.
So
now.
he went for 18, and then
Mike Gesicki
Mike
and
Gesicki.
Kenneth Gainwell both went for $11. Gesicki went 11 to Broach, and Kenneth Gainwell went 11 to Andrew.
Is there any other?
I put in for Gesicki. I know.
You put in $2.
$2, yeah.
Is that the only other?
I made a $7.
Oh.
And then Michael, he just put in a claim.
Yeah.
And then for
Gainwell,
I put in at 9.
Was that the only other one?
Yeah, that's not
Okay.
one. That's
And then you had AJ Green go for $3 to JT.
Hey.
nobody else put in on.
He's getting targets. He's getting
I got
like 6 or 7 targets a game.
I'm starting him.
Yeah.
JT is going to start it this week.
Double digits.
I'm
like 2 or 3
I'm
straight
starting
weeks.
them.
All right, Cobbs are the enemy. Don't like Cobbs.
And then Rashad Bateman with a $0 offer.
I got him last week too.
Oh, why don't man?
You doing over there, man? We give you the.
But yeah, I did get him. He's on my IR. He had a chance to be activated this week, but didn't. So. But I don't think Sammy Watkins has really established himself as the number 2 wide receiver on the Ravens. So he's got a shot, but they don't throw enough, I don't think, to really carry Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews and a third pass catcher, really. So I just got him just in case.
Well, you never know.
Just in case Marquise Brown goes back to last year's type stats. All right. Bold prediction time from last week.
Yeah, look at
Bold prediction review.
Look at bold predictions.
JT, 9 catches, 120 yards and a touchdown. That was wrong.
For who?
For Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
What?
If you're going to be
You're
exact,
not going to
it's
give me
wrong.
the over on that? I, said
I mean,
it's
he
not a
did
big
good,
game.
but you said 9 catches, 120 and a touchdown.
Hold on.
I told you not to be so specific.
Yeah, he went over that because he had 2 touchdowns.
He had 3 touchdowns.
Oh, excuse me.
But
He did have a good
Good
week,
game.
so I'll give you that.
All
It's
right,
a
thank
check. It's a check X.
I'll take it.
Bryan said
Like
Darnold either 23 plus fantasy points, leaning towards a big week, or less than 14 fantasy points.
Sam
Little did
Darnold.
we know that he's the number 1 running back on the Panthers.
Yeah, true.
In the league.
He does lead the league, I think.
He's not the
running-
number 1 running
in
back.
touchdowns.
I think he does
Yeah,
lead
he
rushing
does lead
touchdowns.
rushing
All right, so we'll give you a check
Check.
for.
How many points did he end up with?
He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
I'll
So
look him up.
that's
Nobody
12.
has him.
Yeah,
I
Scorp
got it
has
right
him.
here.
All right,
Oh,
Brian.
yeah, that's right. Scorp did pick him up.
Brian
Yeah,
projected
35.
All right, yeah.
Big
Brian projected the Carolina-Dallas score to be 24-17 Dallas.
That was not it.
I was
Not wrong.
close in the differential.
Okay.
Yes,
36-28, yeah.
Brian said he was heavily over-projected with 130 points on the week, and what did he get?
154.
You're an idiot. Wrong. JT says Brian is better than me. Verbatim quote. Ryan agrees.
I was right.
And you were
I was
right, and I was
He is
right.
better.
Okay. JT says Robert Woods, big game, 12+ fantasy points. Got that on the last play.
Yeah, he had 12 fantasy points.
Yep. And then Mike Williams, small game, less than 12 fantasy points. Got those both right. Look
There
at
you
this
go.
guy.
There you go.
Double down on that.
Yeah, you did.
Brian said opposite above. JT is stupid, so Brian was wrong on both of those.
So Brian is stupid.
No, Brian's better than you.
And he's stupid.
That's been
So what does
proven.
that say about me?
That's been proven.
You're smarter than him, but you're worse than him.
Jake says Robert Woods and Mike Williams both go over 12. So check and an X. Jake said Zach Moss will have a better
He's
week
getting
than
out of
David
hand.
Montgomery.
Do what?
Jake said that Zach Moss will have a better week than David Montgomery.
Nah, Montgomery put up 22.
All right, that's wrong.
What did Zach Moss
That's
do?
wrong.
Zach Moss might have had a good week. I don't
He'll
know.
have a better week than him this week.
I thought he had a touch too.
I think
Moss.
Montgomery had like 100 and some and 2 touchdowns.
I didn't have
Just
one.
quicker to look it up.
I don't know. He had 22 or
He had
23.
12.
Yeah, so still wrong.
It's
They both
still
have
wrong.
good weeks. JT said Brady will have a good or a bad game.
That was correct.
Check and an X. And JT said it will rain in New England on Sunday. That's
Check.
all right. Brian said good juju this week. Wrong.
Bad juju.
JT
You did have
said
a good bold prediction week.
Yeah. JT said 31 carries, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. He did have 30
He had
carries though.
had the best running back week.
Yeah, still
Well,
wrong.
Cordell.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna get to all my wrong ones at the end, so I'm just getting there. All right, Jake said Jonathan Taylor scored a touchdown. That
That's
was
right, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake said Hopkins looked good this week. I don't think he did.
Very
All
fit.
right.
Very fit.
Brian said Diggs due for Diggs game in rain. I don't know what Diggs did, but I think he
Yeah,
Diggs
did.
did good.
I'll give it to him.
Diggs
Hit
did good.
14 without a touchdown. I'll give it
Okay.
to him.
JT said TJ Watt will play. He can read his cell phone. Next one says JT goes both ways.
He does. He does. He
Why
does.
did that one come?
I don't know. You said something.
Look, we're going to say you go with women too.
Ryan said Josh
What
Jacobs
did you
doesn't
say?
finish game. He did go to the tent but came back in, but he sucked, so that was wrong. Ryan said Chuba Hubbard closer to 50-50 split with Royce Freeman.
No.
It should have been a 33-33 split with Chuba Hubbard, Royce Freeman, and Sam Darnold in the red
Oh,
zone.
it's Chuba.
It is Chuba. He's talking fast.
Yes. That was
Yes.
wrong. Ryan said Kyle Pitts scores twice.
You're
That was
right.
also wrong. Ryan says Keenan Allen 10+ catches. That was wrong. Ryan's an idiot.
Ryan's an idiot.
So somehow,
Agreed.
you're
Write
worse
that
than
down.
Brian.
Write that down for this
Bold
week,
prediction.
too.
I'll
Ryan's
make
an
bold
idiot.
predictions as the matchups are going instead of trying to go them off the end of the episode. But
Smart man.
I did say Rightmyer's tight end was going to make up for his bad tight end weeks from the weeks previous, and Dawson
Yeah.
Knox, I think, scored twice.
He squats a lot.
He does squats a lot. Sir squats a lot.
Mm.
All right.
Let's do this.
Matchup preview, week 5.
All right, who we got first?
First one we got is Andrew and Michael.
Andrew, Mike.
So, Building Sheds, watching Holmes against Trigger Mike, Heinz 57 Sauce.
Sherlock Holmes?
Original projections for
course,
Rams
Mike,
Diddy is 127. Michael, we
110.
added it up. We said around 110.
From what we could tell right now.
From what me and Jake would, I guess, do from a lineup standpoint.
He's just trying to get in the head of the GM, you know?
Trying to. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt going against the Chargers.
It's a tough game.
Tough sub.
Even Odell, he's got 3 going in that game against the Chargers defense that has looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's the me and Andrew was talking about that last night. That's kind of the issue that he has is like Cleveland has to play well for his team to do well.
Yeah, and with the
If it
banged
doesn't.
up
Baker.
Baker.
Well, she had
People
those
load
3.
the box, and then you got really one option to throw the ball to, and he's probably going to have some help on it.
I'd imagine so.
He has more Cleveland players than anybody in history, I think, fantasy.
Probably so.
He's got those 3, and he's got 11 guys on defense. And special teams, that's another 11 guys. That's 22. That's 25 players from one team.
Easy, Rain Man.
Didn't think that I don't know why you would call me Rain Man when we're talking about Andrew.
Is it 22? He's got 11 on there. He's got 11 on defense. He's got two running backs. A lot of guys from Cleveland.
I count
In my
points.
defense, I've never seen Rain Man.
You are Rain Man.
I know.
You look in the mirror. There you go.
So not only we'll just stop there so we don't get canceled.
Oh, I got a.
It's not a movie about a
Injury.
meteorologist. Like, look at that little puppy.
We talked about Kittle being out,
Yep.
so Ramsey put in Eli Mitchell. Eli Mitchell is scheduled to play.
It's a good thing because you put
Yeah,
him in his lineup.
he's been out the past 2 weeks, and he spent a lot of his fab on Eli Mitchell, so he gets him back this week. So he's thrown him in the lineup.
Yeah.
That's good. He's benching Gaskin.
I don't think he played Gaskin last week either, did we?
He didn't.
Because I mean,
That's right. Yeah,
he's
he
been
played.
terrible.
That Gaskin's not
What's going on there?
Miami's
Because like
too.
Gaskin, week 1, they gave him 9 carries, 5 carries, 13, 2, and then who knows what's going to happen.
They signed Malcolm Brown from the Rams
Right.
in the offseason. They've just basically been a 50-50 split or just not running the ball really at all.
'Cause I know he felt really good about Gaskin going into the year.
I did too. I really want to get. I've sent, I think, 2 trades for Gaskin before week 1.
Really?
They both got
Are
turned
you
down.
still going to send him?
No.
Okay. So you don't want Miles Gaskin no more?
I don't think Andrew would trade with me anyways.
Never know. Let's see. Rodgers against Cincinnati.
I think Rodgers is going to have a good week.
Yeah.
I think that's going to actually be a surprisingly good game.
Do you beat
I think that
Cincinnati
could
on
be
the
a very
ground
I
or
think no.
in the air?
It'll beat it there.
I think the biggest thing is how banged up Michael is. Like, we can look at Andrew's matchups and talk about it, and like he don't really have a great matchup week, like from the Cleveland perspective, since a lot of his team kind of rides on that. I mean, Rodgers against Cincy might have a good game. I feel like the blowout Tampa could have, Godwin could be maybe a little limited. Maybe they run it a little bit more.
That could hurt Michael as well because he has AB.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Kind of carrying that over. But Carson out, Ridley out, Naheem Hines.
Naheem Hines is playing. I just got that update.
So he is going to play.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't
he's
practice
playing
all week.
Baltimore though, so
Yeah,
And what's his stats been recently?
not very good.
Well, he had a good week 3.
it's feast or
16-40.
famine for
Yeah,
him.
last week was terrible.
So maybe that helps his lineup a little bit more because we were under the idea that he was going to have to go with Michael Carter, which I still might go with Michael Carter there, but yeah, that's
Who has to go off for Michael to win? Somebody has to.
Quarterback.
It's not-
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has to go off.
Jalen Hurts and Devontae.
yeah.
Is
That's
he going to play Hurts or Jackson?
That's
Jackson
a good
versus Indy and
Monday night game.
Hey,
Hurts against a
prime
good
time.
Carolina team.
I'll say this:
I might-
if
I might
Michael
vote
waits until 1 o'clock to go boom, he might be in trouble because that London game starts like 9:30 in the
Make sure
morning.
you set your lineups this week.
Oh, yeah,
boys.
that is true.
Because he's got Michael Carter. If
He
he's
does
gonna
have Michael
start him,
Carter. He's going to start him, yeah.
Calvin Ridley's not going to play, but yeah, you need to make sure he go boom early.
So
Go boom tonight.
So quarterback has to get him what to win?
35.
35. All right. So yes, okay, 35. I'm in agreement. Who else has to go off? Somebody has, it can't just be his quarterback.
I said him and Devontae. Devontae's got to score a couple times.
Okay. I think
But if Devontae scores a couple times, then Aaron Rodgers is getting 6 off of both of those. So
I think you need he needs Hubbard to have a big game.
Hubbard needs to have
I
a
think
big
he-
game. He'll have to have
he
a
needs-
big game.
He needs to have more than 12.
yeah,
I think he needs to have a touchdown, maybe 80 to 100
What about
combined
60
yards.
yards and a touchdown and 3 receptions for 40 yards?
Yeah, that's 16.
first bold prediction: Jacoby Myers scores his first touchdown of his career.
All right, let's hear it.
But I'm not saying passing or receiving.
He don't want to paint himself into a
Oh,
corner.
yeah, don't pick yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
That's what I do. When I say
You wanna-
31 carries.
Yeah, 31 carries, 205 yards, 3
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I sew up the middle for a 20-yard gain.
One of those?
That's you.
Yeah.
You.
That's what I call it. All right, so if you got to pick a winner out of these two, who you take?
Andrew, I think that's probably going to be a sweep.
Andrew?
Bold prediction.
Yeah, I'm going to take Andrew here as well. Because, Michael's team is kind of decimated at receiver and running back.
I have 2 picks to report. Not only do I have mine, who I am taking Andrew, but Andrew texted me picks
Oh,
look at
okay.
Andrew.
Okay.
Andrew's got family in town, and he said, I am taking himself. So
Okay.
Andrew
So
picked
Andrew's going with himself. Brian's going with
How I went to
Andrew.
prom.
Yeah,
I'm going with Andrew. You're going with Andrew.
Contract.
I'm going with Andrew.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You can't break
Because
mine.
Michael doesn't have a lineup. Usually he has like one person from Thursday. It's a forfeit.
It just hurts
Brian
Michael.
just broke his
not-
contract.
He did.
He's a forfeit on the season. Everything else has to be thrown out now.
I like it.
So now he's no longer in first place.
It fixed, Brian. Don't get mad.
I'm not.
You were mad. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw
Statistics
it.
You
prove to
immediately
beat
got
themselves.
mad.
No,
You immediately
no,
got mad.
no.
Yeah, it just hurts Michael's team, man, having Calvin Ridley and Chris Carson being out.
Yeah.
Because those can put up some points. All right, so clean sweep with Rans did it.
Rams did it.
All right, who's our second matchup?
Second matchup, Jordon versus Rightmyer.
All right, so DraftKings is fun until it takes your money.
I saw what he did there.
Original projection, 137 to 125. Rightmyer had Tyler Lockett go
Dude.
on Thursday night. Now he is projected at 120.
Tyler Lockett, he was this close to having a huge Thursday night game.
Yep.
I think he got overthrown on one ball that was like a big touchdown.
Guaranteed touchdown.
He had to be. I think he scored one that got called back.
Yeah.
He could have easily gone for 30 in this game. Well, still 8.2. I mean, not terrible, but from a guy who was
The
2 weeks
top
ago,
receiver
Yeah.
or top 3 receiver first 2 weeks.
kind of
With him and Cup.
injury to Wilson. I think that hurts his value a lot just because Wilson always had a feel with him. So that does hurt him a little bit. I think it boosts the fantasy relevance for a guy like DK just because what Lockett does is he can always be where the quarterback needs him to be. But if you don't have that chemistry with Geno, it doesn't play as well. DK's biggest thing is he's big.
The
And
big
he's going
thing's
to be
big.
He's going to be big for anyone that's at quarterback.
Bold
And-
prediction, Jake says DK big.
Well, I think I already got that right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Bodied. But bodied.
Jake bodied DK big.
So yeah, Tyler Lockett didn't really have a good game there, but could have had a much better game if some things would have fell his way. Damian Williams was Rightmyer's big pickup, starting him in his flex against Vegas. All right, let's make some predictions on Damian Williams. I'm saying Damian Williams 20 points.
Oh. Hey, stop.
20 points or 20?
No.
Over 20.
Let's
20,
let's put an over
20
under.
plus.
Over under 20.
Over 20.
So you're going over 20. Brian.
I'm going under 20.
Ryan.
Over.
Under. 2 overs, 2
I was surprised to see you go over.
Yeah, I need to stop. I need to stop agreeing with you. Basically,
I'm surprised.
Because
Because I know that's pretty bold. Because 20 points from your running back,
That's basically just 2 touchdowns and some yards.
that's what I'm thinking. Because with Justin Fields, I don't think they're really
Can they move the ball?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to open the offense.
Dude, we knock on the offensive line saying how bad it looks, and then we come back and see some good running performances. So it makes me scratch my head. Is the line that bad? I think all of us here had talked to Andrew
At Fantasy Football 5.
had talked to Andrew at some point about Nagy. So I think this is a good conversation to have because I know Andrew is a believer in Nagy, but let's get a little bit of I don't want to mean it in a bad sense, an unbiased opinion because he's a Bears fan, so he maybe has a little more loyalty towards
Friend of Bears.
Friends of Bears. What's that bear doing?
Hey,
sweet little bear in the woods.
Sir Bear.
Ball.
Serve her.
Ball, honey, ball.
But seriously, what's y'all's opinion on Nagy, man?
Nagy, I think he's going before the end of the season.
Are we comparing this to a gay situation?
Whoa. I don't
know if I'd say gay.
Homosexual situation, all right? Be respectful.
I saw what I did there.
So I was thinking about Nagy.
Well, he completely mishandled the quarterback situation last year.
He can mishandle
He's
me.
mishandling it this year. Their
This
team
did
is
not
not
get
very
better under him at all.
People were pissed at him because he didn't put David Montgomery as out or on IR. He just put him as questionable.
Yeah.
So people that were trying to pick up couldn't move him to their IR spot. There were a lot of people that weren't happy.
I just think public opinion on Nagy's just terrible.
everyone is really bashing him for not only play calling but player development and stuff on these
Play,
lines.
dude, I think play calling is terrible.
Yeah.
I know they played the Lions last week, but he turned over play calling to Bill Lazor, and the offense actually moved the ball and looked good.
And we talked about that.
Connected?
Too, that
You
well,
decide.
he didn't call plays in Kansas City.
No,
That's Andy Reid. So what does an offensive coordinator do when they don't call plays? Well, probably position coach and break down film, say this is what they kind of believe. But Andy Reid's in the flow of the game, hey, this is what we got to hit them with.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes I think that's where Nagy's bad at. He might go in with the game plan, but he doesn't go with the game flow. He doesn't adjust his play call.
No, he can't adjust a strategy at all.
And that's a big quality to have if you're going to
it's
call
cut and dry with him.
You don't have to do that, though. Maybe you are a good developer of character and stuff like that. Matt Rule, I think that's what he understood very early on.
He's a culture guy.
Yeah, I'm coming to build the culture. I'm Ted Lasso. I'm coming to build the culture.
What a reference there, buddy.
And
having an X and those guys because they don't understand the sport.
Yeah, but I want to get people around me that do. Joe Brady's a great mind in that sense.
Yeah, Brady's
I feel like that's what Nagy should have done previously. Stop trying to rely so much on what he thinks he knows about the game and change the culture within that locker room and that city and start kind of building the confidence of the players and had someone else come in that was just calling offense.
So where are you going with this Nagy thing?
I think he tried to do too much and it's cost him his job.
Yeah.
I think he
don't
came
get too
in,
cute with it.
Yeah, I think he came in a little bit more arrogant and thinking that he was going to come in and be the.
He's too.
You want to be a Belichick. You want to be a Reid.
Or Sean McVay.
That's who I was
what it
going
is.
with. I think he wanted to be Sean
creative
McVay.
play calling.
Adam Gase got his job because he was the offensive coordinator for Peyton Manning when Peyton Manning had his record-setting season in Denver. He didn't do anything.
Right.
Matt Nagy, he had the title of offensive
Is it
coordinator.
Nagy or Nagy?
Nagy.
People who annoy
Depends
you.
how much he complains.
People who annoy you. Matt Nagy.
Speaking about development on him real quick, or player development under him, Cordero Patterson. Look what happens. He gets away, and now he's suddenly valuable.
Nick Foles doesn't do much there.
Patterson was
Andy
in
Dalton
Minnesota
hasn't
too,
looked
though.
good there. And I know Andy Dalton's past his prime by 5 years. But he could
Do
still
you think if he
have
dyed
more-
his hair,
yeah.
he'd be better?
Blonde.
The
Yeah.
freckles are still there. You can't cover
you
those.
can't hide those.
Speaking
Ginger
of,
roots.
It just fit when he was in Cincinnati, though, because it kind of matched the uniform. It's this guy was born to play for Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow's been playing well
Joe Burrow.
for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They got Green Bay, so that could be a shootout.
But didn't he have a bad game 2 weeks ago? Through 3 quarters, he was negative and then just exploded in the fourth quarter.
Joe Burrow?
Yeah,
They
I
were
feel like
terrible
it
on
was.
Thursday night last week. And then second half,
I think it was that Chicago game where he had 12.28 week 2. Yeah, he was awful. He was negative points. All of a sudden went off in the fourth, and ever since then he's looked.
Yeah,
he
looked pretty good.
Robinson has another big week this week.
Robinson has another
Hey,
big week.
give me
Big
points.
week, meaning
We got to start defining big
17 plus.
17
Oh,
plus.
I'll go under.
I'll go under on that. No, I'll go over.
Yeah, you will.
Dang, I might pay Rightmyer here.
You always bet the life's too short to bet the under.
It was 12.8. Yeah, dude. He scored a touchdown. I think.
Yeah, I'm
Or
changing
you
mine
said,
to-
hold on, you said 17. Never mind. The number 17.
Yeah.
Number
All
17.
right.
No,
right now I
it's-
have Bryan says James Robertson
Right.
17 plus, JT and Ryan agree,
Yeah.
and Jake's at under. Are you changing? Are we all going
17?
over?
I'm going to go under 17.
All right.
Okay.
So-
Hey, I'll still go over. Yeah. Playing Tennessee. Tennessee isn't that good of a defense.
Right.
They're terrible all the way around. I feel right now this year. So
And Urban Meyer can't dictate who gets the ball anymore because he's
In trouble.
he
Talk about a coach that don't
he
know
gave,
he's
he
gonna
gave the
last
ball to
him.
the blonde-headed girl.
Yeah.
So he's going to let
He's got
Robinson
his
carry
favorites.
it.
Do y'all
Yeah.
think it's weird that his family was there?
It was his bar.
It was his bar. He was there with his family because he didn't ride the plane back.
Which everybody's saying is
something
crazy.
else got Roden's help.
I'm really trying so hard to be professional about
How can
this.
you be a head coach and just say, "Hey, y'all go back on the team plane. I'm gonna stay behind"?
Hey, to go to my bar.
How does that?
Yeah, that's,
How do you get
that's
away
when
with
you
that?
don't have a win on the season?
Yeah.
And the players already don't respect you.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
When they said he
It's a
went into the
bad
players' individual position rooms and they laughed him out of the room,
I didn't know
that
that.
says a lot about
Yeah,
what's
well,
going
you're
on.
supposed to have
Yeah,
a
he came
team
in and
meeting.
apologized that he didn't do it in front of the team. He did it
Poor
in
Trevor
individual
Lawrence.
Well, they
Goes
were
from a Christian family man in Sweeney.
rooms. All this happened when he cut Tebow. Connections? I don't
Cut
know.
Tebow, you let the devil in,
You
and
just
here we are.
know. You cut Minshew. You cut Tebow.
Minshew, man.
That's your boy,
I am a Minshew man.
Dude, that's pretty wild.
Jordan guy.
That's like
I like Minshew.
for a guy who's been in coaching for a long time. Like,
He's a college coach. It's hard to translate that.
You know better than that. Like
Nick Saban couldn't even do it.
And I even heard they were supposed to have a team meeting that he
canceled it.
Then went to Indy because they all were like, he's a coward and won't come talk to us face to face. So then he goes in there and he apologizes. And like Ryan said, they're like, dude,
they laughed him out.
Yeah,
Didn't respect him.
We don't respect you. Get out. Like we'd rather talk to our position coaches. That's
not what you want to hear.
Does he make it through the season?
No.
Does he make it?
What I heard, Shad Khan was trying to look to see if they could get him fired for a morality clause, so they didn't have to pay him all the money that they offered him.
He wants USC, right? Is that what we're saying?
He gets fired
because he has a knack for doing this.
Yep.
When there's something better he wants, he finds a way to sabotage.
I got heart issues. I got stress and all that kind of stuff like that.
He's trying to get fired.
That's what he does. It is what he does.
I mean, if you're going to do it, he's
off to a good start. Look, just
so if they get blown out they get blown out this week. He's out. He gets fired next Monday.
Dude, yeah. Now I'm thinking about taking that under on James Robinson because that team's falling apart.
Yeah, but I think
are they going to sabotage games to get rid of him? Like, let's not put it past an 0-4 team to be like, we don't want to play for this dude and like suck. Yeah. That way they lose.
Give me the under.
On James Robinson?
Yeah, give me the under.
Oh God,
you got me worried about this.
What does Derrick Henry do this week?
31 carries.
So just want me to turn back to last week and say the same thing again?
Derrick Henry, go boom.
All right, what's a Derrick Henry boom?
30 plus.
I don't really think that's a boom for him. It's more like a firecracker.
I mean, he's projected.
It's more of a pop.
He's projected 21. But dude, Derrick Henry's a monster. He's on pace to set the rushing attempts record by a pretty good margin.
Did he have that already?
No, Larry Johnson.
Kansas
Grandma?
Yeah.
Kansas City
days? Yeah. Because they gave him the ball a lot in like 3 years, and that was the only time he ever got the ball.
Him and Sean Alexander when he was at Seattle. Remember, he won an MVP, and then he the very next year he threw 3 games, and he's got like 16 rushing yards.
LT won in 2006. I think it was 05.
Hey, Hunter Renfrow made it into Jordan's lineup.
Looky there, Jordano.
What we live streaming?
Would you start Juju over Hunter Renfrow? Would you go Hunter Renfrow?
Nah,
I go Hunter.
I don't trust Juju at all anymore.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to that point too.
Renfro's like guaranteed.
I don't
Renfro's guaranteed about 5 catches, 50 yards. If he scores that little crazy route he runs. You seen that little thing at the goal line?
Nah.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what they call it, like a Charleston route or something random they were calling it.
It's called Charleston. I know it's beautiful.
Random.
Nah.
You bigger on Charleston than I am. All right, so who you taking? Who you taking between Jordon and Rightmyer?
I got to go Jordon.
Ginger for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got to take Jordon as well. I do think Damian Williams is going to have a good game, but yeah, I think you're right.
Looks like Ryan's thinking.
Yeah, I'll take Jordon.
I think it's going to be a closer matchup than it's projected to be.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, but
so we all go Jordon. What did Andrew go?
I think he went Jordon as well, and he did.
All right, two sweeps.
2 sweeps. All right, next third matchup.
Third matchup we got Jake and Broach.
Jake and Broach.
Jake and
Broach.
The original projection 138 to 122. Live projection a little below that at 127 to 117 in favor of Jake. Both players had guys go on Thursday night.
2 for 2, actually. Both had a quarterback and both had receivers.
What was the original projection?
138 to 122.
For Jake?
Yeah. Now it's 127 to 117. Wilson went out of the game, which really hurt Broach's chances right there.
Yeah.
But Robert Woods had a big game, 12 receptions.
Yeah, I'm glad he finally breaks out of a shell the week he plays me for like 12 receptions, 150 yards.
Yeah.
Yep. And on 14 targets.
Oh. Targets. I can tell you.
They had 2 targets, and one of them
14, yeah. 14
I think one was going to be a touchdown that just barely overthrew him. Stafford didn't look good. I'll be honest. I think you missed Cooper Kupp could have been a touchdown. Mm-hmm. He missed Robert Woods, which, I mean, again, that would have hurt me as well, but it would have helped. Yeah, Stafford just looked like he was kind of airmailing everything.
You think that's a short week thing, or you think that's just a division game thing?
Thursday night football has not been kind to me so far this year. I haven't started the right guys, and then there's a lot of injuries, and it looks like teams are just unprepared.
Yeah.
Because I think you can't practice them on Monday because
No,
after
they
a
just
game on
played
Sunday.
yesterday.
You basically doing walkthroughs.
So, I mean, you do like 2 days of walkthrough, and it's a quick turnaround week. You don't get the preparation you need. I just think teams look bad on Thursday nights.
Yeah,
and too many NFL players are now coming out saying this is
Yeah,
I'm not a
big
big
fan
players
of
and
Thursday.
coaches hate Thursday night football. I'm like, yeah, you want another night where you can have
Prime
games
time.
and everybody's watching your game. Like,
So you doing on Friday?
do it a Saturday night.
You can't.
But
They're
see,
not going to
then-
compete with college
then
football
it's like high
that.
school. Like that's what they
Yeah,
start
but if I got to pick between one,
choose.
I would.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
going to
tough.
televise
Thursday
high school.
night games. That's tough.
Or what you do is you have what they do usually week 1 of the season where you have a late Monday night game and an early Monday night game.
But
I
that
do
late
that.
Monday night game is only for West Coast.
Yeah, but I mean
That's what I'm
that
saying.
would
But,
give-
but it gives the guys at least the
You're
normal
right.
amount
You're
of
right.
time.
It's better than
prepared.
Thursday night. I agree.
It's not going to be as good for TV numbers, but at the same time, if players hate it,
I
they're
would
like,
get rid of Thursday.
so you're
night.
telling me I've got to play one extra game this season,
I'm not telling
and
you a
now
damn thing.
I've got to play a Thursday night game?
I'll tell you this.
Listen here, Roger. I ain't doing it.
I feel like my strategy moving forward, and maybe I'm stupid for saying this, but if
Big
they're not a
studs and
stud, like if I got like 3 guys for one position and they're a Thursday night guy, I probably ain't gonna play them anymore.
Okay.
Jake hates Thursday.
I do.
Okay. Jake
I
hates
mean,
Thursday.
Like just because of injuries, think about the last 2 Thursday night football games.
McCaffrey.
3.
Three.
DJ Shark and now
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But I
Big,
did look.
like,
I looked at Broach's team, and he's got Cousins on the bench, and he's not really losing a whole lot. Actually, he's pretty much about even.
On fantasy, from a fantasy perspective.
Yeah, he's pretty much.
Yeah,
about
you're
even.
right.
I mean, name
outside of-
recognition makes you cringe just a little bit, but
What are you talking about?
he's got Kirk Cousins on his bench. So Russell Wilson getting hurt doesn't really. I mean, it's not like it's a huge blow to him.
Yeah,
Right.
besides last week, Kirk Cousins has been lighting it up this year.
And plus, being like 10-team league, only starting one quarterback. I mean, the most anybody's going to have is 2, and not everybody's going to carry 2. So,
Right.
I mean,
I mean,
there's
I think
always
it's
I think there's
benefited
only
him
like
that
3 or
he's had
4
to.
of us that have 2 quarterbacks.
there's always like a shot that you can pick up some off the waiver wire and just kind of run with them.
I did that
or
last year when
string.
Dak got hurt.
Yeah.
I ended up trading, I think, with Bryan for Matt Ryan, and then ended up starting Ryan Tannehill for the most of the rest of the season. Tannehill and Roethlisberger. How far is that fella falling?
Which one?
It is beat up.
The Big Ben.
Been beat up, man. Been beat up.
Tannehill doesn't look great either, though.
Kamara has not scored a touchdown or receiving touchdown. Excuse me.
Didn't
Not-
get a target
not
for the
scored.
first time in his
Yeah.
career.
Are
That's
you
pretty-
kidding me?
Didn't get a target last week. He got I think it was a career high in carries with 26, but didn't get a target.
He can't just be
That-
a running back.
That means that Jameis doesn't understand what Kamara's really good at.
They
I
said-
think we knew that ahead of time. Jameis Winston.
I think
But he
Washington.
can see now.
Yeah, but his brain's still
out of
ticking.
the 4 games, he's had 20 carries in 3 of those.
Yeah, they've turned into a running team.
You
But
can't
they
make
don't-
Kamara just.
but
a
they don't have the-
running back.
His yardage looks like pretty good in those games. 20 for 83, 24 for 89, 26 for 120. The outlier is 8 for 5.
That was
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, that was Carolina.
That was when they got blown out.
But yeah, he's a different player now.
I can
that's
tell
not
you,
the style.
I think Washington's going to really target on him. I think they got the front 7 to make it where they're going to load a box. They're going to
Absolutely.
send pressure. Because I think Ron Rivera is going to really make it the emphasis of watching the Carolina film, being like, if you create pressure on Jameis, he throws off his back.
He
foot, just
panics.
terrifies
That boy
him.
panics
And
bad.
what Ron needs to do is fire Jack Del Rio and take over
Yeah,
defensive
he
play
does.
calling.
Dude, but Jack Del Rio is like
His freaking boy. They're like best friends.
people love Jack Del Rio.
I like
But
Jack.
Washington's
You know
defense
that?
was one of
Love
the
Jack.
best in the league, and they've given up 20-plus
Yeah,
points.
they're not very
garbage
good
teams
this
this year.
They're
They're bottom
So-
third.
may I assist, does Kamara reach his projection?
I don't think so. I think
18's
that's
a lot.
That's only got
that's
over
a
it once
hefty
so
number.
far.
18's a lot.
So Ryan, call it. Since
I'm saying no. I think he gets less than 15.
I'm going to go under as
Yeah,
well.
I'll go.
I'll take the under.
I'll take that under.
Wow.
I'm
Alright,
not.
don't
I still think Kamara. I think we all think
But I
Kamara's
see
still
Zach
good.
Moss doing the over.
See Zach Moss doing over. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
only projected at 9.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a fun game.
Antonio Gibson. They said that he has a shin injury, stress
Yeah.
fracture in his shin.
Ooh.
So that's going to be something to watch going forward.
Don't you put
He's
him
playing-
on IR?
They said
He
he's
says
playing
it
through
doesn't hurt badly, but I feel like someone
take
takes one
anxiety-
shot.
That's one shot. That's a snap.
Is that anxiety medicine?
Stress fracture. Boy, look at you.
But that's something. That's really something to watch. Though.
He's
Anxiety, this one said. Huh?
Yes, he threw Harris.
Huh? Yeah? Golly, you.
that's silly.
But did Antonio Gibson? That's something to
What a
watch because he
goose.
was taking. I mean, he was thought to be, one of the
He is.
big
I've been worried about
guys.
Cooper with his rib injury. You're talking about a running back with a fracture in his shin bone?
You know how many internal organs the shins guard?
No, I'm talking about a big hit on your ribs. And your ribs, it's one of your
Yeah.
stronger bones, so you crack that rib a little bit more.
Is it though?
Is it one of his strongest bones?
Pretty sure it's
one
one
of
of
your
the
strongest?
weaker.
I mean, your strongest is your
Your femur.
Femur.
Something to like.
And that was anatomy talk.
From Bryan.
But no. With the shin, that crack,
Bryan.
you're just.
Yeah,
That's
that,
too
that,
risky.
would, that would worry me.
Running backs
That would
take
worry
more
me.
hits than any other position, so
That would worry me being an Antonio Gibson owner. Like that would worry me.
Is that showing that lack of faith in McKissick?
No,
Or that much trust in Gibson?
I think it's just a skill set difference that those
Maybe.
two have. Or maybe it's maybe it's a hairline fracture. And they just they miss.
they keep
Fracture's
they
fracture.
keep saying stress fracture, but I can't imagine that getting any better running on it.
No.
And I've had stress fractures in my feet. Like the only thing to do is like
And you're running on it from a bunch of 350-pound men.
It doesn't hurt badly, is what he said.
I know
So
that makes me worry a little bit. Jake's team.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts is projected at 11.3.
Let's talk about.
I
this.
think that number's gone up in the past couple of
it
days.
has.
It
It was 9 earlier.
It
in the week.
has. Now his highest scoring game is 9.8. As you're aware.
Well, the Jets don't blitz a ton.
Over
Going over 11.
the protection.
Over projection.
Yeah, but they've got no
They're-
wide receivers.
Their top 3 wide receivers.
Zacchaeus is their number one.
Zacchaeus is their number one. Cordero Patterson.
Daily fantasy play might be whatever his name is. I don't know his first name. I was going to say Zach Zacchaeus, but I don't think his first name. Probably Zach.
I don't know what it is.
All right, I don't either.
I picked up Hayden
Armando?
Hurst
Orlando?
just in case Hawkinson didn't play, just because they would have to throw it
To
more.
Yeah, their number 2 wide receivers, their number 2 tight ends.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, they're hurt, man. They're hurt.
I need Kyle Pitts to just get in the end zone. I need Matt Ryan to throw it down.
He
the
needs
field.
that. Well, this is his opportunity. It's his breakout game.
Yeah, because the Jets defense isn't that good.
No.
They're
Any
playing
bold,
in London.
any
I
bold
mean,
prediction for Kyle Pitts from anybody this week? Doesn't have to be the whole group, just anybody.
He'll get in the end zone this week.
I made one that said 2 touchdowns last week. Maybe I was a week early, like JT was.
He'll get in the end zone once.
I think he goes for over 100 yards and
I'll
finds
see him
the
getting 100
end zone.
yards.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that.
All
Give me
right,
the
Jack's
under on
going
100.
16 points.
So
I
I
like
think he'll 16 or over.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And
I like that a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets pick up their first win on the year.
They won.
Did they?
You see their
Didn't they win?
Yeah. They won 2 weeks ago.
They beat New Orleans, right?
No, they
who
beat
was it?
Tennessee.
Yeah, no, Tennessee.
I thought Tennessee came back on Derrick Henry's back. Or was
I
it-
thought
That was
the-
against Seattle.
Because I thought the Jets and Giants both won last week.
It could have been last week.
We have the technology.
I don't
Everybody's
know
got cell
which
phones.
way it was.
Everybody's got technology in their hand, and I got a pencil.
You got the original technology.
Well,
They won last week against Tennessee. Yep.
Oh,
the
okay.
Jets beat Tennessee.
Well,
Jets
Stupid.
Who did the Giants beat last week?
Who?
The Saints.
New Orleans.
Okay, so I just had those flipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my bold prediction was still right because they got to win on the season.
Your bold prediction of Tennessee having the best record in the league, though, is
Shut
not,
We don't
your
not
mouth.
looking great.
Shut
to
your
level.
mouth.
I also saw you picked up New England's defense against Houston. They just got blown out against Buffalo,
40-0.
40-0.
Ryan got 25 points off of it, and I was like, I think that's a pretty good play.
Pick up.
26 for defense is not bad there, but
Yeah, I can't start him this week.
Yeah,
you
so
can. Kansas City's.
Nah, I'll be all right. Anyway,
I think I'll do that.
Or who we got?
what's the deal with Elliott?
I just the
A
typical
little
like,
banged up.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
just don't want to practice them during the week, so they have to give them a questionable
No
tag.
probable tag anymore.
Yeah, they're not concerned. They're not
At all.
concerned.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a good game against the Giants. It'll be kind of a fun matchup between him and Saquon. The big one that I was a little surprised by, A.J. Brown back.
Yep.
And not even probable or questionable.
No
they said
tags.
no limitations,
Yeah.
and he's a full go. And with Julio out, as bad as that offense looked last week in the passing game, hopefully he gets a heavy dose and kind of gets him back on track.
Playing Jacksonville is falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like AJ
And
Brown a
then-
lot this week.
I don't know what to do with Jacksonville. I know right now I have 2 Jacksonville receivers in. That's mainly due to Joe Mixon with the questionable tag. They do not like any of their backups. I can tell you that. Like they've been like, yeah, we don't really know what we'll do if Joe's out. We'll give each of them kind of an opportunity to see what happens.
Splitting carries.
Yeah, so I
Who's
picked
the
up,
other one there? Piron.
dude. I can't tell you.
Corey, Cody, something. I
Yeah,
don't even know his
it's
name.
not
Corey
Corey
Cody. Okay.
But they basically were like, if Joe can go, we're going to play him. So
Chris Evans.
Oh yeah,
Captain America.
I'd give it to him.
I bet you would.
They can't get. Can't take the shield on the field though.
the other thing
That's
to
right,
look
that's right.
is Melvin Gordon was questionable earlier in the week. I think they're saying that he's probably going to play, but it could be an opportunity for maybe Javante.
Yeah,
If
maybe.
Joe
I was
Mixon
gonna ask
plays,
you
are you
about
starting?
Well, to be honest with you, I also want to look at T. Higgins. I think we talked about that.
There he is.
So I think it would probably be one of the Cincinnati players between Boyd and Mixon. Or if I read something where Melvin Gordon got bumped, then I'd probably throw Javante in.
Okay.
Yeah, Javante gets the lead running back spot. You put him in the lineup.
The
this
thing
week.
that made me kind of rethink everything and put Chenault in there was because the OC in Jacksonville, who most of the players do like, he came out and said Chenault is going to get the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So they said he will take on a much bigger role.
I like it. All right. So who y'all taking?
I'm going
Oh,
Jake
wow.
this week.
Going Jake.
I'm going Jake. I wrote down a bold prediction before Jake started talking. Laviska Shenault 20+ points this week. For a bold
Dang.
prediction.
Got to leave him in now.
Yeah.
I might be
DJ
DJ
cares.
DJ Chark is out. So
Chenault? Wish you would.
That's not what you did. So you would start him over Jones Jr.
yeah.
Junior.
Yeah. Jones Jr. Not
Well, no,
20
it's-
plus.
I just think Jones has a better chance for a touchdown, but I think Chenault's going to get a lot of targets, even though he's already getting a lot of targets.
All right. So
Hope it
you're
turns into
going
a shootout.
Jake. You're going Jake.
Andrew went Jake.
I'm going to take Jake as well.
Is that a sweep
Another
again?
sweep. Another sweep.
All right,
This
boys, we
is
got to stop
boring.
this. Well, hey, if we all sweep,
It's not going to
Then
be.
we won't be tiled.
I mean, it's not going to be.
That's not what you did there.
Huh?
It's not going to be a sweep of the matchup of the week. I can tell you that.
Made myself laugh.
Why'd you say it like that? We won't be dying.
Because he said
because he
sweet.
said sweep instead of sleep.
Okay.
now I'm getting that.
Okay, we're all there.
All right, fourth matchup is
JT versus Scorp.
Ooh.
total personality.
Battle of
versus-
North Asheboro Park.
I like it.
Border of North.
I like it. I like
What the
it.
hell was that?
What's that?
I think he was about to say battle.
I
He
was
said
about to say
border.
something else, and then he said Battle of North Asheboro Park, and I liked it. And I tried to pivot, and I just had to stop.
What were you gonna say?
I can't remember what I was saying. I was saying something about the matchup.
Okay.
The original projection was 120 to 142 in favor of Scorp. It's now 142 to 129, still in favor of Scorp. We both had guys go on Thursday. I had DK. Scorp had DJ Henderson.
DK was big.
DK do good.
DK did good.
Dadgummit.
DJ Henderson or Derek.
Jake projected earlier that DK big bodied.
For
He's already
week.
played for this week.
And I was right.
So when I wrote DK big bodied Kelvin Benjamin question mark, I
Not
don't know what that
big.
really means.
Not that big.
He's going to
He's
give a
right.
check.
Jake's already got a check. It's already started.
Still in bold predictions.
Daryl Henderson did well for Scorp.
Thursday
DK
night
did well
predictions
for
on
me.
Saturday.
That's not good, man.
The big thing for Scorp is going to be Dalvin. He's got Dalvin in his flex right now, so he can
I think he throws
mix
so he
and
can
match.
pivot.
Who would he pivot to? I mean, you're looking at Emmanuel, who's done very well.
Smith or Sanders.
I think that would be a good shootout game. He 10, 23, I mean, 2 good weeks in a row. Smith against Carolina. I mean, I know he's like talking about Carolina making a lot of defensive trades. The guy we traded for won't play for a couple more weeks.
Right.
And Shaq's out. We obviously know they're
That's a
going
big body.
Dude,
deal, isn't
Shaq
it?
being out makes a huge
Yeah.
difference.
when they obviously aren't going to run the ball.
Yeah, I think he got Sanders because I do think that's going to be a shootout, even though it's going to rain.
If I were
Weatherman Trump in here
if I
for
were
you.
Andrew, I wouldn't start Carolina's defense this week.
JT say it rained. Where's that game?
In
Yeah,
Carolina.
In Buffalo or in
Carolina.
Kansas City?
In case
Where it's
Oh,
KC.
I thought we were talking about something. else.
We were talking about Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh.
Should he play when JT
Then
said,
you
I
said
don't
it's
know.
about Carolina's defense. It's going to be cloudy.
So is it raining or cloudy?
No, in Carolina's going to be, or yeah.
What?
Huh? What are we talking about?
Carolina's gonna have good weather
Carolina
tomorrow.
I
is
don't
gonna
know
be
which
fine.
way's up.
That way.
Oh.
Glad we're on the same page, Mr. Roberts. All right. So yeah, Dalvin, that's a big deal. You said you wouldn't start Carolina's defense against Philly. They seem to be having a little bit.
I
of
wouldn't
trouble
start the
figuring out what
9-9.
they're doing
Look,
on
Shaq
offense.
Thompson being out is a huge blow. That's a huge blow.
Yeah, but Philly's
Same
offense
defense.
really is not that great. I mean,
I understand
Hurts
that.
has looked good for fantasy, but as far as like putting up points, I don't know.
I understand that. But if
You give some sacks,
If Philly
running quarterback.
doesn't really try to go downfield a lot, Carolina, they're going to have a little bit of problems against the run against Carolina, obviously.
Yeah, now I'm kind of rethinking that.
But some
Emmanuel
short passes,
Sanders.
yeah.
Maybe he goes Devonta Smith.
That's what it's
So
one
they
of
gotta
I
those-
can see
throw it.
Smith having a good week.
So they got to throw
I
it.
think, yeah. He's thrown it 40 times a game.
Yeah. I might take Devonta Smith there. Does it Devonta or Devontae?
Devonta. It isn't an A.
Okay.
No.
Look, I'm just
Starting
trying
the
to
line here, boys.
making sure I'm getting my names right, man.
Because
That whole Cordero thing.
Devonta Adams is
Here we go.
DAVA. Devonta is DEVO, I think.
Okay.
So it's starting as like Devon double entendre.
Dun, 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 dun.
Back to you, Bob.
I like Scorp's matchup a lot here. Just
Yeah.
like through all over the board, I like his matchups.
How do you feel about the old Brandon Cooks
I don't like him against New England.
against the, hey, I'm taking away your number one option?
Yeah, because he's
Coach.
their only option. So I don't like that. I got to start AJ Green because my receivers are decimated with Julio being out and Brandon Ayuk. Not.
Have you thought about moving Waddle up, taking Cooks out, and putting Pollard in?
Waddle, waddle.
Or
Uh,
Madison, if Cook doesn't play, Madison's going to flex, right?
Yeah, if Cook, yeah. If Dalvin doesn't play, then yeah, Waddle's. Then I got to decide between Waddle, Cooks, and Green. I feel like I still got to start Cooks just
Because you can't.
I mean, he's been my.
He's
He and
been
DK have been my best two receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had at least 7 targets in every game. He's had at least 5 receptions in at least every game, or at least 5 receptions in every game. So I don't know.
If McCaffrey miraculously plays, you throw him in, right? Even if he's only going to get a couple snaps.
Yeah.
McCaffrey's not gonna
If he's
play.
healthy, you play him, even if
Yeah.
he's just a little
And then
healthy.
TJ Hawkinson's questionable. I don't know if he's going to play. I'm taking Scorp.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I got to go Scorp this week, too.
Jake.
Scorp.
Rams did he?
He is taking JT.
Oh, he's stupid. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that.
Watch your mouth.
He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that.
Hey. Baylor said, you're not stupid.
Because I think, I don't
First prediction on the season for Baylor.
is.
You're not stupid.
Bowl projections have just
Not
They-
sure
they've
who
gone
I'm talking
haywire.
about.
gone out.
All right, so our 5th matchup, which is our matchup of the week, is Ryan B. Bryan. And you know what we do for matchup of the week, right?
Switch to another team.
We go position by position. All right, so let's check
Don't
out
like it.
the Fantasy Phenoms versus Victim of the System. This is the 1v2 matchup. Bryan sitting at 4-0. Ryan sitting at 3-1. They are the top 2 point getters for this fantasy year.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
So the original projection being 136 to 142 in favor of Bryan. The live projection sitting right around the same 134 for Ryan. All right, so
Yeah.
Josh Allen against KC versus Kyler Murray, San Francisco. Give me
Fuel
Josh
Jimmy Fire?
Allen. Give me Josh Allen.
Okay.
Why?
But it gonna rain.
It's going to rain, but I think that's going to be a shootout. And I don't know if I think Kyler's going to have a good game. Like I think he's going to have a good game against San Francisco, but I think they could end up running the ball more because
Arizona.
because I don't think San Francisco is going to have the offense to keep up with them.
Yeah.
I'm taking Josh Allen.
Jake took Josh Allen.
He runs a touchdown in.
He runs a touchdown in.
I'm gonna take Kyler Murray.
I'm going to take Kyler Murray.
Okay. All right. Receiver groups for Ryan, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Devo Samuel. For Bryan, Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, Jamar Chase. I got to go to the Ryan side of things here because, Ryan, your receivers are ridiculous, dude.
Ridiculous.
Golly.
I remember week 1, we were talking about matchup review, and somebody said, Broach has got the best wide receiver group, and it's not even close. And I said, well, I was being sarcastic about mine, thinking they were good, but I didn't know Debo was going to do this. I was throwing Allen Robinson in that group, and then Allen Robinson has been terrible.
Yeah, Debo was supposed to be your flex at best.
Allen Robinson was supposed to be my number 2 wide receiver.
I know. Terry McLaurin, dude. Yeah, your receivers are ridiculous, man. Freaking ridiculous.
That's what happens when you go wide receiver and then or running back in 3 or 4 straight.
Yeah,
and
and
what it's supposed to be, but
it's
worked a lot better than I thought it was.
You've hit on all those except Allen Robinson. Brian, I like your receivers, but I like his better.
I don't blame you. I don't blame
So
you.
is Cooper?
He's got one receiver that can put up 40 whenever he wants.
Is Cooper playing like without doubt? I mean, I've seen his
Yeah, he's playing. They just keep putting a question mark tag on him.
Because last week he went out of the game.
Yeah, he did. He went out.
Well, this
I
is
think
more
he
for
came
his
back
ankle.
in for a couple plays.
Yeah.
Oh, this is ankle, not ribs.
I thought it was hamstring.
I thought it was ankle.
Knee bone's connected. It's hamstring.
It is hamstring.
Okay.
Came back in and said he felt fine.
Yeah, I like your receivers, Brian, but I like his better.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ron's maybe got the best receiving core, or probably has the best receiving core.
Yes. I think we're in agreement there.
It's because of Tim Patrick, really. He really brings the group together.
I do like Tim Patrick.
Yeah.
Jake's a big Tim Patrick guy.
He is a big
I
Tim
am.
Patrick.
It was last year.
It was bad last year, yeah.
Looking at the running backs, you got Austin Eckler and Leonard Fournette against DeAndre Swift and Saquon Barkley. Swift has a questionable tag, but Swift, they're saying, is
Probably going to play.
probably going to play. Limited throughout practice.
But it says as usual.
Very likely to play.
So here's something I want to look at real quick before we dive into it. Is
Look at it.
Dallas, the Saquon going against Dallas defense. I always look at the linebacker matchup a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Dallas in a surprise move,
Yeah,
gone from their all-pro linebacker, Jalen Smith. So does that have an impact?
That seemed
I sure hope so.
That seemed out of the blue.
I don't know what happened. I've
I've
heard
heard-
they were trying to trade him in the offseason, like a small rumbling about it. But
Stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan
Baylor's a big fan of Jalen Smith.
That came out of nowhere, I thought.
I don't understand it.
Which one were you more surprised by, that or the Stephon Gilmore? Stephen Gilmore?
No, Belichick does crazy stuff.
Yeah, but I don't. Nothing
But
surprises me from Belichick.
Jalen Smith's a good linebacker.
Yeah.
Gilmore just won Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago.
Hey, kitty. That's true. Both of them were huge.
Yeah.
But they apparently Cowboys are trying to trade him for the season.
Is that what you heard? That's good information. Wish I'd have known that prior.
I don't make y'all laugh at all anymore. All right.
You did make us laugh at the whole sweet thing.
Thank
yes,
you.
you did.
You
Especially
did.
when
You did
we
a
got
good
the joke
job.
explained.
Thank
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Brian, you doing a good
So
job.
looking at running backs, I'm gonna take Bryan because Saquon's really starting to put it together,
Saquon him.
and DeAndre Swift again. They gotta
Throw the
they gotta
ball
dump
to
it down a lot. So yeah, I like DeAndre Swift too. So I'm taking both of those.
Yeah, I'll go myself.
I'm going Brown on the running back. I know Eckler's the number 2 rated fantasy running back.
Is
in
he
the league
really?
right now?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, Eckler's had a good year for sure.
I don't know who's number 1. Some big dude.
I'm not a running back.
Good.
But you could be.
No, I'm too big.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah.
You could be if you wanted.
Couldn't join the Air Force either.
Couldn't fit the planes.
They were worried about the wings cutting my head off.
Way to keep it light, bud.
Yeah. Leonard Fournette's been
I really want to
good.
join the Air Force after I heard that.
That's why
The biggest laugh you got was talking about Johnny Rinaldi.
That's why I'm going to take Ryan this week.
On what?
Running backs, because Fournette matchup against Miami. I feel like he could get in the end zone twice.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
Ball prediction there.
They put Ronald Jones in. Don't let him get any carries, and they'll put him in on the goal line just for him to get stuffed. I'm like, what are we doing? And they give it to him again.
Bad. They don't know they're doing.
If a man's getting stuffed, Ryan knows about it.
It is.
Yep.
Is that all we got there? Okay.
That's it.
Tight end matchup. Tyler Higbee played on Thursday night. Did come down with a receiving touchdown.
And that's it.
But yeah, 2 catches, 14 yards, and a touchdown, as we mentioned. Finished with 8.4. So does Kelsey exceed 8.4?
Kelsey.
Before or after halftime? Because I think he might get it in the first quarter.
Before halftime.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I
Yeah,
like
we're
Kelsey.
all going Kelsey.
Yeah, we're going
Kelsey
Kelsey.
big.
Kelsey big.
Kelsey is big. Kelsey good, too.
Kelsey good. Flex matchup, we got Corey Davis in London against Atlanta.
In London.
11.7, and then Cordero Patterson Also in
London.
London against the Jets at 11.6. So these two.
Patterson.
He just got put in today. The reason I had Chase Edmonds in there, but he's a game time decision, and this game starts at 9:30 in the morning. So I just went ahead and bit the bullet and put Davis in.
I think I'm taking Patterson no matter what.
Did you chip your tooth on the bullet?
No, you said
Yeah, I'm going to take Patterson
I
as well
got
just because they're giving him the ball and finding ways to be creative.
projections don't matter with Patterson.
Nah,
He's-
you remember it was hard to.
A couple of years ago, Ito Smith for the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think Andrew had him on his fantasy team.
Yeah.
You never knew when to start him because he was getting the ball like 3 times, but it was like
It was
70-some yards and a touchdown, but he was only touching it 3 or 4 times. So if those touchdowns don't come, it's going to be bad, but Patterson has looked freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. He's had at least 6 rush attempts in each game. Can't find his receiving.
Is this
here?
Percy Harvin-like usage that he's getting?
Yeah,
Kind
pretty
of how
similar.
Minnesota used
Pretty
Percy
similar.
Harvin, and that's kind of how Minnesota drafted Patterson
Yeah.
to be and just never worked
Yeah,
out.
that's exactly what it seemed
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Patterson would play that role, and now they're
So
playing
when
that
Percy
role.
Harvin moved on and Minnesota drafted Patterson out
Yeah.
of Tennessee. He's like, that's what he's going to be.
And they tried to do that in Chicago too, but
Yeah.
didn't work out. He's got more touchdowns this year than he has, I think, in the past 3 years combined. I saw that stat.
Oh, dear.
If you exclude special teams, I bet it would be even lower than that.
Probably so.
Probably so. Yeah.
Because most of his
He hasn't been fantasy
105-yard kickoff returns, 108-yard kickoff return.
All right, then we got defensive matchup: Pittsburgh against Denver, and then Vegas against Chicago.
Really hoping Drew Lock starts at quarterback.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, what's going on with Teddy?
Last thing I heard, he was practicing on limited basis.
He was progressing well.
Yeah, they're
But he hadn't cleared it yet. So,
But he hadn't cleared yet?
yes, he hasn't. Andy hasn't either. But he's
Andy
solid
hasn't
as a rock. Airplane 2 references
Yeah.
Okay.
for the crowd. All 6 of you.
We'll take it.
Take it.
Take all the views we can get.
Damn right.
I'll take Vegas there just because Chicago's still figuring some stuff out on offense.
Okay. I'm going to go Pitt.
I'm good. I'm taking Pittsburgh. I can't take Vegas.
Okay. Why?
Contractually
Contractually obligated.
Charger fan.
True. Fair
And
enough.
half their defense played on the Chargers last year.
yeah, that's right. If sorry,
Yeah,
Screw that comment.
if Bridgewater plays, I think it's Vegas for sure. It's pretty close if not, but just because I think Teddy will play, I'm going to take Vegas.
Okay.
If not, I probably would have took Pittsburgh.
All right. So it comes down to this: who you taking in our 1v2 matchup? I guess it's up to me and you first, Jake.
Well, Andrew took Bryan.
Ooh, Andrew
He
took
said
Bryan.
it at the beginning of the matchup, so he was like, I don't have to do player by player breakdown.
Okay. All right. So he's got Bryan. I'm gonna take Bryan as well.
Beat my dog. And
He was
He's
that was a joke. That was a joke.
No, he's literally going to beat his dog. He's not using dog for.
It's not a euphemism for
hey,
Maybe
I'm
it is.
taking Bryan.
We were wrong.
All right. So we got 3 for
Colonel
Bryan.
Sanders, you're wrong. I'm taking Bryan.
I'll take Ryan.
I knew it wasn't going to be a clean sweep.
Yeah, I can't
knew it
let that
wasn't
be a
gonna
clean sweep.
I think that's going to be a fun matchup to watch, though, because Ryan, you got guys that can just pop off.
Do we have any Monday night guys?
You know,
You got
I like
Sunday
a good
night.
Monday.
You got 2 Sunday night, 3 Sunday night.
Brian's got 2 on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I got 1 on Sunday night.
So it could come down to that. It could come down to who does Mahomes throw to? Who does Buffalo try to take away? Do they try to take away Hill? Do they try to take away Kelsey?
Find out next week.
Stealing getting in zone.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully so.
All right.
All right.
Good enough. Good
All right.
stuff.
Any closing thoughts on Week 5?
No? You?
Any bold predictions that we haven't already made?
George Kittle doesn't play.
All right. I don't think that's bold enough.
Oh, like TJ Watt will play was a bold one from you last
That
week?
was a bold one because we didn't know.
I did.
We all knew.
I read it on my cell phone.
We
Okay.
know.
All right. Well,
Hey, man.
that is a wrap. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Later, boys.